out your fucking mouth!
Wankers. Fucking embarrassing.
Hello and welcome to Brand X Reviews. Wow, well, nothing surprises me in Hollywood, to be honest. Pretty much a microcosm for society in some ways. These rich people that are very well privileged in terms of their position in life, they still live in the same kind of nonsense as the rest of us when it comes to simping and so on. Here we have a classic example of treat her like a celebrity and she'll treat you like a fan. Everything that has been going on, if you've been following it with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, has been really embarrassing. And I do kind of feel bad for Will Smith, to be honest. This is no way a hate piece. But I didn't want to play the clip because it's been overplayed, but here's a quick catch-up of what happened at the Oscars with Chris Rock. So basically, it kind of escalates very quickly. He's on stage taking the mick out of a lot of different people. Javier Bardem kind of gets it. Everybody's laughing along, and then he turns his sights on Will Smith. Now, there's a bit of a backstory between Chris Rock, Will Smith, and Jada Pinkett. You can kind of see Jada Pinkett in one of the shots. There you go on the very right there. He takes the mick out of her having short hair, and then, well, this happens.
Yeah. Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
I'm going to, okay?
So yeah, very cringe, very embarrassing. Chris Rock barely manages to maintain his composure, but what can you do? Anyway, off the back of this, we've seen a load of memes. Some of them have been gold, some of them have been just kind of generic, but we're going to have a quick look at them here. So we'll start with the generic. We've got the very basic ones here. Obviously a joke on the opening from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air sitcom. Didn't really take much imagination. This is a very good point. We're going to see a lot of this one from now on. The replacing the Batman slap meme. I think the time has come. That one needs to be retired and replaced with something new. So we've certainly got that now. We've also got this from Avengers Infinity War as well. Again, kind of basic, kind of generic. But one other aspect to this, especially when it comes to memes, is the fact that Will Smith himself, and I think this is what really was at the heart of this, is seen as a beta male, a simp, a cuck. And he knows it. So that was part of the thing we're going to talk about. So a lot of people are saying that Will Smith was kind of okay with the joke until he realised that Jada wasn't. And then obviously, I guess in a way, he's kind of under orders to look after her. So Will Smith's face when he comes home from a long day of assaulting people and Jada is screwing another rapper his son's age. Well, yeah, that does seem to have been happening quite a lot. Well, I'm not impressed. Tupac would have shot him because she's kind of got famous because she slept with Tupac. That was kind of, I know there was more to it than that. She was already technically famous, but that catapulted her. Chris Rock officially apologised, and to show his regret, he offered to screw Will Smith's wife. Yeah, very funny, good stuff. But anyway, we're going to have a quick talk now, myself and my co-reviewer, the Core, if I can get him online. We're going to have a chat about this and get into more depth.
Started now. So yeah, you've seen the Chris Rock and Will Smith video. I think by now everybody's seen it. I did edit it into the sort of preview bit of this video as well, just for a bit of context. But yeah, it's been widely circulated and talked about today.
Well, it's about the only thing that anybody ever gives a shit about with the what was it, the Oscars, the Academy Awards? I mean, what the fuck was it?
Same thing. Yeah.
Just whatever it was. It's one of those boring fucking things nobody gives a shit about because it's all just like glad handing and bat patting. It's like, who gives a shit?
And political as well. There's a lot of aspects to talk about with this as well. I think the first thing, because my initial thought, and I think a lot of people, including yourself, because we haven't really talked about it, we're kind of saving it for the purpose of this video, the conversation. But my first thought of it was, this is fake when he hit him. But then when he sits back down and he's shouting, Will Smith's a good actor, but he's not that good an actor. Same with Chris Rock.
Well, I mean, plus he wouldn't be like, that was live I mean, I think they did manage to cut it before he started effing and blinding, but
Yeah,
like,
they did it in the US.
yeah, you don't start doing that on television.
Yeah, I mean, unless, like I say, if it was to publicise the thing, because I think a lot of these things, the Oscars and some of these other award ceremonies, are really going downhill because of the overt politicization of things. That was a big part of it as well. Like the culture war and everything's a big factor.
But like,
But
thank Christ, this wasn't like, this was Will Smith and Chris Rock. Because otherwise, if this had been fucking Ricky Gervais, we'd be getting all kinds of fucking extra
Yeah.
stuff in there. Like, Jesus Christ. Like,
Yeah.
at least this was like two black guys fucking fighting.
Yeah, so they couldn't say it was like it was a racial thing when it's. I mean, you could say obviously because Jada Pinkett was one of these douchebags, like proper like douchebags. Jada Pinkett is Will Smith's wife, or Jada Pinkett Smith. I always go back to the maiden name when they fucked around with a guy. Hence, I've been saying that in the intro of the video. But yeah, she was one of these Oscars so white idiots as well. So you're a race baiting twat. If you see her in, she's not in the film for very long, but if you ever watch the film Scream 2, she's in at the beginning. That's basically her like in real life, but dialed down like massively. So yeah, I don't know if
What is it? Chris Rock says like that's like me, like it's like you're boycotting the Oscars. That's like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited in the first place. What the fuck
Well,
am
yeah.
I like?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the thing is with Jada Pinkett, I mean, I think it's fair to say she's like C-list celebrity, like even at her highest. Maybe
Honestly,
a
I
B,
wouldn't
but
even fucking know who the fuck she was. But yeah,
yeah. She's been in a few things. I mean, from an actress point of view, or personality aside, she's been all right in quite a few things. She was pretty good in the film Collateral. I know it was a silly movie, but I remember she was in The Nutty Professor, and she was pretty good in that as well. But ultimately, she became famous because she was sleeping with Tupac back in the 90s. I mean, yeah, she was already a celebrity to a degree, but obviously that's what she was quite well known for. But these women, they don't need no man, do they? Evidently. But she's been in Will Smith's shadow. She's not a celebrity to the degree that he is. Should have been long since forgotten about if she wasn't married to Will Smith. But there you go. Anyway, kind of rounding a little bit. But yeah, like I say, the question about whether it was real or whether it was fake. I don't see why it would have to be fake. It's a very believable situation. The reactions are very believable as well. So you could say it was for publicity for the otherwise shoddy, forgettable, nobody's interested Academy Awards ceremony.
yeah. But like I said, I think if it was like, they would have to be like involved, and like if they were, like there'd be a lot of liability.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if you were like literally having an actor like swearing on fucking.
Yeah.
But this is why I'm not been hired to do the
Yeah.
the awards. I swear too much.
You do. But yeah, some things like there's no, even bad publicity is still good publicity because it's publicity at the end of the day. So depends. But yeah,
Yeah, I
think
know, but like I say, I'm just saying, if it was like a deliberate thing, the company itself would have to, CBS would have to be signing off on it. At which point they're opening themselves up to some fucking liability. So,
yeah.
like I say, I don't believe it is.
No, I don't.
Like, yeah.
I don't believe it is either. But that was one major thing because a lot of people are adamant that it is, and I can see the argument, but I just don't buy it. The other thing as well, because there's a lot of spin that's been put on this, and it's Will Smith, he's defending his woman and everything. I don't really see it that way. I mean, the truth is, I don't know if you're aware of the backstory, but there's been some talk that they have like an open marriage. I would put it more she was screwing around. Effectively, I think there was more what it was. They were just in a marriage, and she's been screwing around with rappers that are in the mid-20s or whatever. I think it was like some guy. I think he was called August or something. He was like one of the significant ones. They did an interview together, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett last year. I'd recommend watching any of the breakdowns of this. There's a channel called The Rational Male. A guy called Rollo Tomasi has talked about this a lot, and so have a few other people. in the sort of online red pill community. I don't really recommend that community as such because a lot of like crap in it as well, but there's some like really good stuff. Rollo Tomasi is one of the better ones. Well, he's the godfather of it, really. But yeah, that all happened last year. I think it was early last year from memory. And it was basically like a therapy session just with the two of them talking to each other. And she was talking about how unhappy she was, and she's not been happy since like she was in her mid-20s or whatever. So basically when she met him and got married to him, she's obviously been alpha widowed by Tupac. You know, he's the one that got away. And she's never been able to replicate that. And she got with Will Smith, who's widely known as a nice guy. She's been cheating on him, despite what they're saying about it being an open relationship. It doesn't seem that way to me. I know there's other rumours about him shagging Margot Robbie and all this, but go with what we know, effectively. So he's become a laughing stock. This is why this is important. Obviously, none of this was discussed on stage. You wouldn't know it otherwise. But I think it's important, this knowledge, because he's been kind of seen similar to Prince Harry, but obviously a very different situation. But being a beta male, a cook, being cuckolded, and it's one of those things where obviously his image, his personal persona is now tainted with this in recent times, as well as everything else that's probably going on with their marriage breaking down. To then be disrespected by Chris Rock, who I think they have a dodgy relationship anyway, that's those three people, live in front of Jada. It's not Chris Rock's insulting her, so he's got to protect her. I think it's more Chris Rock is insulting Will Smith. He's basically saying, what are you going to do about it, bitch? So Will Smith said, this is what I'm going to do about it, and that was the reaction. That's the way I see it. I don't know any of these people. I could be like way off the mark, but given what I do know, it does seem to me like it was more Chris Rock taking Will Smith as a punk, disrespecting him in front of the woman that's effectively humiliated him, and he's now taking the mick out of him, and it's just pushed his buttons. So yeah, did you understand the joke? What he was getting at?
Well, yeah, G.I. Jane. I mean, it's pretty obvious, and like people are like, oh, it's a medical condition. You shouldn't take the piss out of that. And it's like, okay, but it's assuming a lot to say like, yep, he knows exactly what's going on. It's like, oh, he's part of the. It's like, okay, but like at the same time, that is a big assumption that he would know the exact context of it and not just assume it was a fucking fashion choice. And even if he did know like exactly the thing, it's a pretty fucking minor joke to then be like fucking like decking somebody in public over. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And the thing is with her as well, I mean, I know it's alopecia, it's not a personal choice, like you say, it's not a fashion statement, but you could believe that she had done that on purpose. Because, I mean, to be honest, obviously...
It's like, I'm going to be honest, I have no fucking idea what the exact stuff of, like, alopecia is like. I don't fucking have a clue.
Well, your hair falls out, basically.
Well, yeah, no, but I'm just saying, like, I know that now because of this. Yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had a fucking clue.
Yeah, no, I've known a few people.
Like you say, assuming he knows exactly what's going on and the exact nature of it is... I think, like, I'm not 100% sure on that.
Well, she has talked about it quite publicly. She has actually made statements as well, saying she doesn't care what people say about her, which is typical, I suppose. But you know, that's kind of
like I say. Even assuming he knows exactly it and he knows it would push the buttons, like, really, like, you're gonna get up and like deck a guy and start cussing him out on live fucking television?
Yeah,
like, nah.
I think it's because he's just a guy that's been through a lot. Because this is the point I was making in the intro video. It's like these people we can talk about them being privileged with wealth and fame, but at the end of the day, there's still people with a lot. I mean, obviously, look at him. He's managed to be alpha in his game, you know, to the point where he can just basically rewrite screenplays when a film's in production to suit him and his persona. He's kind of earned that. So in a lot of ways, he's alpha, but at the same time, he's still just a beta male. He's just a blue pill beta male who's taking orders from his missus. That's just one of those things that doesn't matter how famous you get, how rich you get. There's always the power that you're right.
Yeah, no, I've just got a cold. Like, it's fine.
Yeah. There's always the power that pedestalizing women has over you. You know, there's not, money can't take that away. If you're in that kind of mindset, you're not going to get out of it. So I think Will Smith's like a classic example of that. Somebody who treats his woman like a celebrity, so she's treated him like a fan. It's pretty sad as well because I like Will Smith in terms of what he puts out there. I mean, obviously I don't know him, and he could be a complete idiot behind the scenes, but it's one of those images.
Impression he's got a bit of a fucking arrogance, but then
yeah,
again, like, who fucking wouldn't? Oh, pardon me.
That's what I mean, though. He's earned it. There's that story that I think was it Quentin Tarantino told about when he was making Django Unchained. Originally, it wasn't going to be Jamie Foxx; it was Will Smith, but he was wanting to change the film so that it fit him as Will Smith. So rather than Christoph Waltz shooting DiCaprio at the end, it's like, well, no, I'm the main guy. I should kill him. Let's rewrite it so I kill him. And Quentin Tarantino was like, no, that's not where the story goes, kind of thing. He's, yeah, but I'm Will Smith. It should be me that kills the bad guy. He's the bad guy. I kill him, you know. And it was like, right, bye. But again, like you say, it's Will Smith, so he's earned it. It's like you can't begrudge him for that because if I was him, I might be wanting to do the same thing.
Mm.
Celebrities are like that. It was like Kurt Russell was supposed to be in the Expendables originally, and from what I heard, his agent had told Stallone that he's got no interest in being in a part of an ensemble cast because he was wanting to be like more of a lead, which is a bit of a mistake because that movie kind of resurrected a lot of people's careers. He's been all right, to be fair, he's done all right as Kurt Russell on his own since, so it could have been the right decision in some ways. But yeah, it's just celebrities. You can understand why they make the choices they do. I mean, I'm not a celebrity, so I can't criticise them, but it does seem a bit arrogant, like you say.
Yeah, like I say, I don't know about this. I'm not getting into the whole, like, manosphere, like, whatever that, whatever. I don't care. Like I say, I do wonder if it was a bit of a, like I say, just like, he's got a big fucking swinging dick and thinks he can kind of do what he wants. And, maybe that wasn't the best idea.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I mean, that's what I mean. You don't have to be into the whole red pill thing. There's a lot of idiots in there. I mean, look, guys like Jack Murphy, it's just like stay the hell away from it. Unless you know who the key ones are to listen to and you just stick to them, I would say. Don't really get involved in it. But at the same time, there was some good coverage of this. Like I say, I'd stick to the Rational Mail YouTube channel. Entrepreneurs in Cars, I think, did another good one as well.
Yeah, like I said, not my thing at all. But yeah, like I say, I do just wonder, like, either if there's been some behind the scenes thing where, like, he's pissed off. Specific. Like you said, there's bad blood between these three particular people. Like, not even getting into anything else. Yeah,
I believe that's the
case. Like, either way, like, as much as I like, I like both. Chris Rock's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So, like, Will Smith's pretty awesome, but it's like, yeah, no, I can't really see any kind of amount of rationale or explanation where walking up to a guy in public on national television, giving him a fucking slap, and then marching away and like, don't you say that about my woman's name doesn't come out of your mouth, kind of thing. It's like, nah, that's not okay. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. It's like kind of like seeing two mates falling out, and it's like you don't really want to take sides. But it's a bit like you and Steve when he asked you if you wanted to have a drink back in 2014, and
yeah, it's kind of like Steve-O when he's a bit of a dick, and it's like, wait, why am I hanging out with somebody that I don't particularly know?
So you whipped it out and you gave him a good slap off the face.
Yeah.
Sorry, this part of the conversation is for an exclusive part of our audience. Paul Cage. Frank, thank you very
And
much.
to
Hope
be
you
clear,
enjoyed that.
I'm not still pissed off at Steve. I have no problem with him. I just got a little bit pissed off with him for a while.
That's
Like,
what I
you
mean.
make
Like,
this out to be a way bigger thing than it is, for fuck's sakes. To the point, I think he still pretty much thinks I'm like massively pissed off with him. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not. Like, what the fuck?
You do. Well, yeah, I think that means that the video's kind of winding down anyway, so we'll cut it short. But yeah, like I said, are you absolutely sure I can't interest you in some of the Manosphere stuff, the Red Pill? You sound like you might have had some doubts there. I can always...
no! It's like,
I've got some good
I
books.
get what you're coming from, but at the same time, it's like, I think that's going down a bit of a rabbit hole that's really hard to kind of prove or disprove.
Well,
I think there's plenty of evidence for just like, there's bad blood between these guys.
Well, if you like I say, if you can watch the interview, just their interview for itself, it's kind of self-evident. But like I said, the way I see it is, he's been through a lot, and he's had his self-image kind of jeopardized a little bit with some of the things that have happened publicly that she's put him through. Yeah, he still wants to stay by her side. It's very difficult for him, I think. In whatever he does, he can't win. I don't think anyone can win in this situation. It's pretty bad. But Chris Rock pressing charges anyway, apparently, which is understandable because I don't see the point of that. It's like, yeah, what's he going to do? Take like a bit of his money away? And I don't think that's going to make a big difference.
Yeah, I think he's the right call, because that would be like, he'd kind of look a bit petty.
Yeah, best thing to do would be for them to maybe apologise for it either way or something like that. Chris Rock, I mean, obviously it's his thing to make jokes. Like, I wouldn't say he should be making, it was an insensitive joke. That's what he does. That's part of his act.
Well,
you know what I mean?
At the time when he's like screaming at him and stuff, like, he's like, okay, not coming out of my mouth again, like, kind of thing.
Yeah, well, he cooperated, I suppose. But
yeah,
it's
like he didn't exactly apologise, but at the same thing, he wasn't being like a dick or like exasperating things at all.
Yeah, he kind of.
It was very much Will Smith who was doing the screaming, and he was just like, "Okay, whatever, all right."
Yeah, he could just say, you're right. He could just say that he doesn't really, he didn't get the full like depth of it, kind of thing, the context of why she's got like shorter hair. It was just hard to believe because she's been very.
I mean, even just like a simple thing of like, well, when she always says she's not bothered by it, I believed her. Apparently, she is. Sorry,
yeah,
like what?
There's no ways out of it. Exactly. Anyway, well, we'll leave it there because, like I say, I've got to render this video yet, so I don't think there's no else. Just thought we'd have a quick catch up because we haven't done a video in a while, so I think that's pretty much all we have to talk about. So there are a few Topher jokes as well we've been making off camera about Buff, and don't put Topher's thing in the Buff's mouth or something like that. I can't remember now.
Topher walked up and slapped Buff, but he wasn't using his hand.
It did involve something that was wrong. Oh no, okay. Right, we'll end the video. Right, Brandix Reviews, like and subscribe, which I very much doubt you will after this shit show. But yeah, and thanks to the core for coming on, because I knew you'd have some good stuff to say. Right, any last words, Core?
No.
Right. See you later.
Yeah. What's 12 across rhymes with interfering bastard?
Yeah. All right. The in-jokes, we'll leave them for next show. All the outtakes. Bye, everyone.